Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Looks like you got a lot of kids today. That's a nice thing right there. That's how you grow a church. Hey, you. More love, more power, more you in my life. More love and more power, more you in my life. And I will follow you with all my heart. I will follow you with all my mind. I will follow you with all my strength. For you are my God. For you are my God.
Continuing in this sacred space, let's bring our hearts together and breathe. Just settle into this holy container of love. And let's bring to mind anyone in our lives or ourselves that needs a dose of this love that we have. Let's pray for our loved ones, people who are hurting, people who are sad. Right now, I'd like to bring to mind Catherine and her mom. Catherine's mom fell and hurt her neck. My mom is actively dying, but we all have somebody or something, or this world is going through big changes. But what we have access to is love and faith and hope and each other, and our deep knowing how God holds us. So hang on to that, and then extend it out to those who need it. The power of all of us gathered together is really big. So let's utilize this power and this knowing and our faith. Okay? Okay, and let's say our opening statement together, which is in your bulletin. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. Thank you.
All right, and if you'd care to stand. Oh, sorry. Catherine normally does this. Yeah, I'm once a month, and this was a special thing, so bear with me.
I'll turn to the right page. Okay, the word for today is flow. The affirmation is, the words I speak flow from infinite wisdom. As I picture a crystal clear stream rushing down a steep mountain slope, I also see it gathering in pools, calm, deep, and life-giving. This image reminds me that my words and actions flow from a peace that passes understanding, nourished by divine good. Open to this infinite presence, my heart is steadied, my mind is focused. The words I speak and the choices I make become rich and meaningful. They are not surface ripples, but carry depth and power of the spiritual truth. As water flows from mountaintop to coastline, the presence of Spirit flows into every part of my life. Divine love pours into human experience. I am both rushing water and deep pool. From this stream of wisdom, I speak words that give. From Proverbs 18:4, the words of the mouth are deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a gushing stream. The affirmation again is, the words I speak flow from infinite wisdom. Please say it with me. The words I speak flow from infinite wisdom. Now we can sing.
Thank you, Pam. And as she said, now we can sing. So if you'd care to stand and turn to hymn number 212, Weave, a Unity favorite, one of my all-time favorites. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together in love. We are many textures, we are many colors, each one different from the other, but we are entwined in one another, in one great tapestry. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. We are different instruments playing our own melodies, each one tuning to a different key, but we are all laying in harmony in one great symphony. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. Next chorus. Moment ago, still we did not know our unity, only diversity. Now the Christ in me greets the Christ in thee, in one great family. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. And now please give a warm unity welcome to everyone who is with you. Just need a little more monitor, please. It's working. It just need a little more. Test 1, 2.
What's that? What's not till after? Are y'all through hugging and talking? Gosh, usually I have to lasso you in. All right.
Hey, we're a very happy group.
I guess y'all, your happiness is settled down. All right, so this is our future. These are the children. These are the ones that so, I don't know, blessed, lucky, awesome to be able to be surrounded by us and have these unity teachings. The kids that come through these programs, okay, are different than the kids who don't have it. And I speak from lots of experience with that. They're normal kids. They're going to have their own, the normal travails of life, but they have a foundation here with us. Bless you, Chris. Bless you, Gabrielle. Bless you, everybody that works with these youngins. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen. All right, let's love them and bless them and sing them out. Let's say our blessing first, though. You are
Loved, special, and important to us, and you're walking in the light. We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
We got a couple little visitor youngins too, and they got brave, and they're doing it. Yay! That's a lot to come into this and then just walk off. But kids do it pretty easily sometimes. Anyway, let's do some announcements. Everybody silence your phones, please, or anything that beeps or makes noise besides you. And we do have a visitor with us for the first time. That's Levi's mom, but I forgot your name already. Would you like a visitor packet to check us out? Maxine has a visitor packet. And I don't know if we have any other newbies. There's actually... I forgot. What's your name, Mama? Amy.
Amy. Welcome, Amy. Thank you for coming.
And we have a returnee. There's Jack. Yay, Jack. Woo, woo, woo. Yes. Check us out. Okay. Next, choir rehearsal was going to be tomorrow night, but y'all heard that Kathy's mom fell, so y'all will not be having choir. And most exciting news for those who haven't heard, we're getting our part-time minister. Yay, yes. Yay. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, everyone who worked on it. Thank you, Reverend Marge, for saying yes. She's coming in June, and she has many exciting ideas for us and wants to hear our ideas also.
Do we have any specific dates when she's going to be speaking yet?
Don says no.
Okay.
No,
Right.
and so in other words, you still have your June date, buddy.
Understood.
Don't you give that up, because no, you are so needed. So now there's a new Hatha yoga class facilitated by Deborah Ray. It's scheduled from Thursdays here in the fellowship hall from 2:30 to 3:30. And what you don't already know about, look in the flash. We send out a weekly newsletter. It has all of our stuff in it. If you're not signed up for it, let Dawn or someone on the board know about that, or Kathy, the goddess of Unity of Tallahassee. All that classes and activities are on there. And also might be cool to sign up for Unity Eastside's newsletter, because we're sister churches and we share a lot of the same things. Matter of fact, Tony Roebuck is here. He's going to speak next week. Where are you, Tony? I saw you.
No, that's Alan.
No, I thought it.
Speaking at Unity Side
Right now, okay, so he can't be here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I mean, not the bilocation thing. Yeah, that's the old classes here, old me. Anyway, so we share a lot of things, and we have ongoing classes and things that we could, utilize each other's offerings. And on the back table, the May-June Daily Word and other Unity booklets, prayer request forms. Highly suggest you do that. Like I said earlier, don't we all need prayer? Either ourselves do, we know our world does, and someone in our family or friends is in need of what we can offer here, what we have access to. Lending library in the back of the church. Just select to take them in turn when you're finished. Marla, still accepting donations for Grace Mission. Bless your heart. And accepting food donations for elder care services from now to the end of May. And that the details of all that are in the flash. Refreshments in the cafe. I didn't see anything good because I ran in. Is there yummy stuff? As long as there's watermelon, everything's okay. That's my love. And then also in the cafe is the Sacred Service volunteer book. And just every now and then, I don't know, get your courage up and come up here and read the Daily Word. Or, getting involved here this is what brings us closer to the community. And that's one of the things that definitely benefited me and so many others. Because, you come here for church on Sunday and you listen to the speaker, and it's really good. And you're expecting you to be as awesome as always. But there's a deeper connection. And Stephanie, bless your heart, had who had a first women's, what are we calling it? Women's circle. And we gathered there in the back, and Marla came and I came, but there were these new women, but it was a different offering, and it was just a way to get to know each other. And I wouldn't have known that about Marla if she hadn't told us her story. And that's just the best part. Like me sharing about my mom, you're getting to know me as a person, and it's a deeper connection, and reaching out to each other and asking for help. Like Irene called me last week and asked for if I knew a, home inspector, that kind of thing. Like, let's be community with each other, okay? We're already doing it to a degree, but I'm just encouraging more. Okay, I'm done preaching for now.
Well, and I actually have just a couple of announcements. I wasn't really able to share this with anyone, but Susan's mom, Susan is not here today because Susan's mom is also in the hospital right now. And so your thoughts and prayers are certainly always, you're sending love and blessings when you offer those thoughts and prayers, and that's always appreciated and makes a difference. And just a note as far as the order of service that you're seeing, we're actually going to do the meditation hymn. We're going to move right into meditation. We're going to have the talk. And then Avery is going to bless us with special music. So just so that you know how to experience what's about to unfold. So I invite you now, as we start to have the meditation hymn. It is hymn number 178, in case you choose to follow along, although I chose it because it's one of the easiest to follow and know without even having the hymnal. And then again, we'll move right from that into the meditation. I am love, 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 pure love, I am light, 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 I am light. Sit quietly in a position that feels comfortable. Take a centering breath. This is your time, the gift that you give yourself. Take these affirmations because they are the truth of your being, the truth of who you are. I am love. I am peace. I am light. I am joy. The realization of this truth shows me the truth of my being. I am. I am. I am. And in this realization, this truth of my life, I rest easily and naturally in this place of peace, in the silence. The silence. I am love, peace, joy. I am the light that shines in the world. And I give thanks for this knowing and realization in the name and through the nature of the living and indwelling Christ. Amen. Boy, you know, it's so great with tablets that you can turn them this way or that way, and it just goes, oh yeah, that's what you want to do? It's not like my notes are upside down. So, this talk and this series of talks is about abundance. Why abundance? Why not prosperity? You know, prosperity is oftentimes talked about, oh, look, that person has wealth and power and influence. And that's traditionally the idea, the way that prosperity is thought of. Prosperity is traditionally, not always, and we'll get to that, but traditionally it's thought of as the external results, the outward appearance, your bank account, your assets. Health. Exhibiting good health is considered prosperity, so that's certainly a good thing. Prosperity requires work, planning, focus, and often sacrifices to get what it is that you're seeking. I mean, think of the person that works long hours, nights, weekends. And it doesn't mean that prosperity is necessarily for a selfish thing. Sometimes parents do this for their children, for their families, to make a difference, to give them choices that maybe they didn't have themselves. So prosperity is definitely a good thing, and it really can be seen as thriving in the material, physical, tangible ways. But importantly, prosperity, at least in the traditional sense, is no measure of how a person feels about themselves. How many examples have we seen in life where we've seen someone who seemingly had it all and threw it all away? Abundance is a mindset. It's really your internal feelings of gratitude, joy, and peace. And it's a recognition that you already have the plenty in your life that you need. Abundance is really also a birthright. You don't have to be born into an influential, wealthy family to experience and know abundance. It's an internal state of being that's always available. Now, a person who is successful in abundance, well, what do you feel? You feel love. You feel joy. You feel peace. You see opportunities where other people see roadblocks. You see value and valuable resources where others see nothing but dead ends. When you're experiencing abundance, you've got a positive, grateful mindset, whether you're financially wealthy or not. And many people who are wealthy and otherwise outwardly prosperous may not feel abundant. Now, Charles Fillmore, the founder of Unity, really kind of didn't do so much differentiating between the two. He really thought, and I agree, prosperity and abundance really go hand in hand. He thought and described prosperity not as a material accumulation of money, but as a rich state of mind. It's a consciousness, a divine abundance rooted in the spiritual rather than material substance. He emphasized that the true abundance is experienced by recognizing God as the inexhaustible resource of all good. That abundance allows a continuous flow of supply and well-being in all areas of our lives, including health, including wealth, and especially in harmony. Now, for me, that's a really important concept because really, the way that I take it, true abundance is really the same thing as experiencing enlightenment. And think about that for a moment. Abundance is a state of mind that feels like joy, that feels like love, that feels like peace and gratitude. And the person living in abundance, in enlightenment, is not troubled by thoughts of poverty or lack. It's a way of being in the world and with the world, but not of the world or attached to it. Now, you might say, wait a minute, enlightenment, come on. Really? Could it really be that easy? Isn't enlightenment understanding God and the nature of the universe? Well, I disagree. Because having knowledge, having an understanding, does not imply happiness. You know, one of the most influential teachers in my life has been Alan Watts. You may know him. He is credited and thought of as perhaps the most profound Western thinker of translating Eastern philosophies and presenting them without any ambiguity. When I listen to his talks, I feel like I'm listening to the source. But he himself candidly described himself as a fraud. You may not know that, but he said in an interview with a student, that's how he felt about himself, because he said, I'm not living what I'm teaching. So if the person who seems to have the most understanding of these traditions, that really is where Christianity comes from, that what Charles Fillmore built unity on is a blend of all of these things. If he didn't feel this abundance, then how valuable was it really to him? To us, immeasurably valuable. So it's just important to recognize that abundance, which leads to us experiencing joy, health, wellness, feeling light in our hearts and gratitude, isn't that what enlightenment should feel like? If it's all that it's supposed to be? I mean, if it's not, doesn't include those things, then why would we be seeking enlightenment? And the key to experiencing abundance is really what we said was the daily word today. It really is the flow of giving. You know, you may not think, well, gosh, it couldn't be that simple, Paul. It's giving, that's all that it is. Well, again, this is the first of a three-part series that talks about and is going to talk about abundance from the perspectives of Buddhism, of Hinduism, and Christianity. Why not just Christianity? I mean, unity in general tends to focus on the Gospels and the New Testament, and Charles Fillmore wrote extensively about it. Well, first of all, Buddhism predates Christianity by hundreds of years. Hinduism predates Christianity by thousands of years. And really, Jesus' teachings show influences of both. Buddhism focuses on the mind. Jesus said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Hinduism is similar to Buddhism, but Hinduism includes the foundation of God as the infinite resource, of devotion. And Jesus said, I myself can do nothing. It is the Father who does the work. But Jesus was also the first to take it a step further. You know, he took God from being this far away, judgmental, even wrathful God and made it personal. Our Father, Abba, Father. The kingdom of heaven is within us. Charles Fillmore embraced all of these ideas and teachings, and then he added his own inspiration, and he created something new. You know, Unity really is perhaps, and certainly the largest New Thought organization in the world today. And Charles and Myrtle Fillmore are directly responsible for how that happened, their dedication, their commitment. So yes, they worked hard, and they also had a state of mind that understood the flow of abundance. And so in this first talk, Buddhism, with its focus on the mind and how our thoughts shape our reality, I just think is a great place to start when considering abundance. So in Buddhism, abundance arises from appreciating what one already has. And this opens up the door to contentment. You feel at peace because you have an understanding of your situation and it's honest. And you realize that you don't just have enough, you have enough to share. And being able to share counters and lessens the feeling of lack and insecurity, because if you have enough to share, you have more than enough for yourself. Generosity, the practice of giving, whether it's time, money, your skill or talents, or kindness. Giving is central to cultivating an abundant heart. It transforms you. It reduces your attachment to material things and reduces selfish interest. I mean, we all have needs. We have needs for things that we need, but point at people in the world that you can see that are grabbing everything they can grab, which is way more than they need and will ever be able to use, right? We know it. We see it. Doesn't mean they're happy. We start considering the needs of others first. And we know that by doing this, we ourselves will receive what we need. We let go of attachment. Now, this is central to Buddhism, is the suffering is caused by attachment, caused by grasping. And true abundance is realizing that happiness comes from needing less, not having more. And it really is about releasing the need for a feeling of validation through consuming. That brand new car is going to make me feel great. Well, it might for a few moments. I mean, I don't know of anybody who doesn't say, oh, I'd like to drive a nice car. It's nice, right? But you might not feel so nice when the bill comes in and, or it needs a repair or it's in an accident or something like that. Placing your feelings of abundance and happiness in the outside world, it's not going to last very long. And when you practice being lovingly unattached, this is really how you do it. But when people hear that, unattached, right? They say, well, doesn't that mean that you care less or you're disinterested or you don't really care? No, it means exactly the opposite. It means that you understand that everything in the world is impermanent. And at some point, it's going to be gone. So instead of trying to grasp it and hold on to it, you nurture it. You love it while you have the chance. And then when it changes or goes away, accepting it is much easier. Ask yourself about a person or an experience in your life that you just took for granted was going to be there. And then, like that, all of a sudden it was gone. And maybe you felt like, oh, wow, I missed that opportunity to tell them I loved them, to show them how much they mattered to me. Has that ever happened to you? Because it certainly has happened to me. And this is how we wake up and lovingly, unattached, nurture and show them kindness and love while they're with us, so that at the time either we leave or they leave, they know. And they knew what they meant to us. And abundance in Buddhism happens because we choose a path of service. We shift from the position of self-importance to serving others because it helps our heart mellow. It allows us to feel rich regardless of our external circumstances. Being of service is a clear path to abundance. So, all of this is what abundance feels like, and how we might get there. But it's also important for us to know what are the things that we're experiencing that really are an impediment to us experiencing abundance. What's preventing you? If you're not feeling abundant right now, what might be preventing you from experiencing it yourself? The Buddha said, everything that happens to us is the result of what we ourselves have thought, said, or done. We alone are responsible for our lives. Now, this is a core idea of New Thought, because again, unity is New Thought. That's what we're talking about now, because we're free to talk about it now. You know, I can speak in a church like this because I have the freedom to do so. What a joy, isn't it? You can come here, free will, you can listen to the talk, you can take what you like and leave the rest. And hopefully, as Judy made it so clear, participate, help. Everything that is done in the service of this church and the community helps. And unity teaches that you are the only one responsible for how you feel. You know how you feel. And if your life feels abundant, that's wonderful. But if you feel troubled and you tell yourself about all the things you don't have, all the things you're probably never going to have, but boy, if you had those things, life would feel so much better. You tell yourself you don't have enough to share. So little that you can't give a thing. Well, then the feeling of lack and scarcity and poverty, it's going to feel really real to you. And Charles Fillmore said, deny that lack has any place or reality in your thoughts or your affairs. Affirm plenty as the only appearance. Praise what you have, be it ever so little, and insist that it is constantly growing larger. So abundance is directly tied to what we think. And the Buddha said, nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. I'm going to say that again. Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. The mind is a thinking machine. That's what it does. He referred to it as monkey mind. If we're not paying attention, it's just doing its thinking thing, And it's going to keep doing that. And sometimes those thoughts are wonderful and that feels nice and expansive. Sometimes those thoughts are troubling and it feels dark and constricted. And the thing that's, I think, so important that we quickly often forget is that worrisome thoughts are notoriously unreliable. But we believe what our mind tells us. I can tell you, if you want a cure for, feeling poorly about the world and what you see, stop trusting everything that your mind tells you, because so much of the time it's conditioned just like the media wants it to be conditioned. Oh, read this headline. It's terrible. Oh, my goodness. Be afraid. And it seems like most of us in any given situation that feels difficult, that our natural inclination is to think the worst. But if we reflect on how many times we thought the worst, and that is not what happened, and how often not only did not the worst happen, but something wonderful that we hadn't even considered is actually what happened, we would find that that is by far the most common outcome. And your mind and your time is how you use it, how you choose to spend it. Use your mind how you choose to use it. Use your time how you choose to use it. Instead of feeling like the worst is going to happen, it takes exactly the same amount of time to hope for the best, doesn't it? As a matter of fact, I would contend that if you're thinking the worst, you are spending a lot of time elaborating how that worse is going to be. And in the spirit of the flow of abundance, when instead we hope for the best, what are we doing? We're giving love, blessings, hope for a wonderful outcome. How does that feel? That feels better. Now, the Buddha understood this quality of mind, and he taught us meditation techniques. You know, it wasn't the only person who taught meditation techniques, but specifically during meditation in Buddhism, there's an understanding that thoughts are going to arise. You're going to, again, maybe the most experienced meditator, but I would contend that most of us, certainly I can speak from my own perspective, that though I've been meditating for many years, still thoughts arise while I'm meditating. What the Buddha taught us to do is practice noticing those thoughts when they arise and not becoming attached to them. The mind is just doing what it's doing, but we don't have to focus on it. And then that thought, whether it's a happy thought or a troubling thought, will just start to dissipate. And our peace of meditation is maintained. And this is the practice that teaches us to notice when that worrisome thought is coming up, when we're distracted. That's why it's so important to practice it. You know, if you want to feel better about your life and you're wondering what to do, meditate. Meditate in this way, even if it's 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. Meditate and teach yourself how you can experience peace by just simply sitting quietly and noticing your thinking and not becoming attached to it. And you know, when it does come to worry, the Buddha described the solution to worrying in this way. He said, if the problem can be solved, why worry? And if the problem cannot be solved, worrying will do you no good. So really, when we think about it, there is no benefit to worrying. Jesus said, don't worry about what you will wear, what you will eat. Your Father knows that you need these things. And so consider your own behavior and how you might actually be limiting your own experience of abundance. So I'll just ask these general types of questions. Do you spend each day reading the news and feeling upset about every news story and headline that you see? And I mean feeling really upset, because in the past, I've been there. You know, been so concerned about what I see in the world that, boy, I got to look at that next story. Oh, now I'm more upset. Now I'm more upset. Now I'm more upset. It's a habit. Now, there are definitely causes and reasons to be aware. You know, our world is troubled. And we're the ones, if we're going to make a difference, and we should. Our children are in a position to make a difference. But ultimately, I say to you, for your own personal perspective, if behavior like this is so troubling that it takes away your feeling of peace and joy, then that's a habit you have to let go of. And I say this plainly to you, do not listen to your mind telling you, but I need to know. No, you don't. In our world, there have been wonderful things that have happened and terrible things that have happened throughout human history. That's truthful. In our world, there have been people doing wonderful things and there have been people doing terrible things throughout human history. And you know what? Those wonderful things and those terrible things happened whether everyone knew about it or not. Yeah, or worried or not. Exactly right. If you need more money, are you clinging to every dollar that you have? Or are you willing to share and give even a little because you know that it's going to help or it's for a good cause? How about relationships? And again, be honest with yourself. Do you feel needy, unworthy, unloved? Or when you have the chance, do you show others that you care? Do you give them your attention when they need it? Do you show them appreciation for who they are and how much they mean to you? Abundance is a flow, and to experience it, you must be willing to participate by giving in whatever way that you can. The Buddha said, give even if you only have a little. So to illustrate this truth that giving, even if it's only a little, and that it can lead to the feeling and experience of abundance, I'll close with this Buddhist story. It's called The Beggar and the Four Gifts. Once upon a time, there was a beggar who lived in a village. He was extremely poor and survived only by begging for coins and food from people in the village. Sometimes they would give him something, sometimes they would not. He was extremely upset with his life and would often curse at God for making his life so poor and helpless. Then one day, the Buddha came to the village. The beggar sat by the path that led to the place where the Buddha was staying. As people passed by, he noticed something. Before they saw and spoke with the Buddha, their faces were often troubled. But after speaking with him, they looked peaceful and happy. He thought, I want to feel happy. Why shouldn't I go and see him and share my problem? So he went to where the Buddha was staying, and when he arrived, he saw a calm and peaceful man sitting under a tree in front of a simple hut. People were standing in line and waiting for their turn to ask Buddha their questions. He would listen patiently and then answer each question, one at a time. When it was his turn, he bowed to the Buddha and said, Teacher, almost everyone in this village is happy and prosperous. Everyone has enough money to live and eat well. But why am I the only one who is so poor? Why has God not given me a good life? What have I done wrong? Buddha looked at him with compassion and said, Friend, you are poor because you have never given anything to anyone in your life. Now the man was shocked at this, and he said, Sir, are you making fun of me? I am a beggar. And he showed his empty hands. He said, See, I have nothing. I can barely survive myself. I eat only what people give me. How can I give anything to anyone when I have nothing? The Buddha remained calm and still for just a moment and then said, My dear friend, you are ignorant. You have many things to give just like anyone else. In fact, you have a lot to share, but you have never realized it. And then he gently explained, Look, you have a smile. You can smile and make others smile.
That smile can bring hope to someone in need. You have a mouth. You can speak sweet and kind words and make someone's heart feel light. You can praise, motivate, inspire, and encourage others with your words. You have eyes. You can look at others with compassion and kindness and spread love. You have hands. With these, you can use your labor to help others in whatever way you can. Anyone who has these 4 gifts can never be truly poor. It is only illusion that you have nothing, and you must let go of this illusion. Never allow a sense of poverty to grow in your mind. Once the feeling of lack is gone from within, poverty will disappear from the outside as well. Now, hearing these words of wisdom from the Buddha, the beggar's face lit up with realization. He took the Buddha's message into his heart and began practicing it in his life. He started serving others and helping people in whatever small way he could. Seeing the change in his attitude, people also began to support him more and started offering help to him willingly. And gradually, his poverty began to fade, and he was never sad again. Abundance, enlightenment. It's not some faraway, unattainable, unreachable goal. It's available to anyone and everyone, to you. As long as you understand that to experience it, you have to live it. You have to be willing to give freely in whatever way that you can. And when we do, abundance is the gift that we give ourselves. Love and blessings to you all. Thank you.
A blessing, Paul Smith. Oh, I forgot my offering.
Yeah, that's the next part. See, if you have the order of service, you'll know what's going on.
I just forgot my check. All right, everybody, get your money out. Time in our service for our tithes and offerings and to sing some music too already. There she is. That's my friend. So let's put our offering, and even if you give online, and I hope everyone gives, pretend it's in your left hand and cover it with your right, and let's all say our blessing together. Divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all I am, all I have, all I give, and all I receive.
And we'll be singing hymn number 355, God's Love is Deep Within Me.
Do I need my hymnal, or does this one
I
think
don't
I know?
think you do.
God's love is deep within me.
God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's peace is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's life is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's light is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul. God's light is deep within me, ever satisfying my soul.
Let's do it it again. Which one?
Peace.
Let's joy. Let's do joy.
Deep within me.
Joy.
Ever satisfying my soul. God's peace is deep within me. Ever satisfying my soul.
All right. Thank you, everyone. The gifts and the givers. It's nice and heavy and full and fat. Okay, thank you. Gifts and givers, the spirit of giving, everyone who gives. Oh, and the children are back. Yay for them giving. All right. Thank you, God. Let's all gather in a circle and sing our prayer for protection and our peace song.
Remember the truth of your being. You are love. You are joy. You are peace. And you have many gifts to share. Share those gifts freely and experience the truth of abundance and enlightenment in your heart. Blessings to